Let me tell you how precious my information is. You know Michael B. Jordan. You know his height is 6'6". Do you know his parents' height? His father is 5'9" and his mother is 5'5". He surpassed his genetic potential, and after applying these rules, you can too. I even reached out to help Hitler once, but he didn't take a single word from me and even wanted to put me in his gas chamber. I barely escaped. Oof. But now I am here, live and alive, with my 11 crazy principles for you to surpass your genetic potential. I am saying this term genetic potential again and again. But what does this actually mean? Your DNA doesn't print 5'7" on your bones. It sets a range. Whether you reach the top of that range comes down to what you do in your growth years. Height is highly heritable, but not fixed like eye color. Large twin datasets put heritability roughly in the 70% range, leaving meaningful room for environment, diet, sleep, and physical activity to push you up or down within your genetic window. A great real-world example is the height gap between North and South Korea. Genetically similar populations, very different access to food and healthcare, and you see striking differences in child height by several centimeters because environment matters. So, the question arises, what's your window? Doctors use a simple estimate called mid-parental height. It's basically a quick way to predict your target height range using both parents, and yes, this includes mom's height too. Don't ignore it. Recent work even shows kids often end up a bit taller than the mid-parent estimate on average. Here's a simple example. Dad is 5'9" and mom is 5'5". Their average is 5'7". So your working window is usually somewhere around that, often plus or minus a couple of inches. Now that you know your working window, so let's begin with the markers to surpass that window. Firstly, we have calories. Imagine your body like a construction company, and calories are its budget. No budget means no building. So if you're undereating, your body doesn't care about your dream height, it cares about keeping you alive. So it prioritizes survival, not growth. And the worst part? People think, I eat clean, I'm good. Clean doesn't mean sufficient. If you want to reach the top end of your genetic range, you need enough total energy, consistently, not random big meals once in a while. Second, protein. If calories are the budget, protein is the bricks. You can't build anything, muscle, tissue, recovery, without enough of it. And during growth years, your body isn't just maintaining, it's literally constructing. A lot of people eat enough food, but barely any quality protein, then wonder why they're always sore, low energy, and not progressing. Protein supports growth and repair, the stuff your body does while you sleep. So keep it simple. Aim for about 1 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilo of your body weight per day. So if you're 70 kilos, that's around 70 to 110 grams a day. And try to spread it out evenly across 3 to 4 meals. Third, calcium. If protein is the bricks, calcium is the concrete. Your bones are the frame. If the frame isn't getting the raw material, don't expect it to reach its best version. And here's the trap. People hear calcium and think it's only about old people and osteoporosis. No! During growth years, your body is actively building and hardening bone. If calcium stays low for months, it's like trying to build a stronger house with weak cement. Simplest way to cover it? Add dairy, milk, yogurt, cheese, and stick to it daily. Fourth, vitamin D3. Calcium can be sitting right there in your diet and still not do much if vitamin D3 is missing, because D3 is basically the key that helps your body absorb and use calcium properly. No D3? You're like a construction site with trucks delivering materials and nobody to unload them. And a lot of people are low on D3 because they barely get real sunlight, especially in winter or if they're indoors all day. So the move is simple. Try to get regular sunlight. But if you're living full cave mode like Brian Johnson, then yeah, consider a D3 supplement. Fifth, K2. Think of vitamin K2 as the traffic controller for calcium. Calcium isn't just good automatically. Your body has to put it in the right place. And calcium isn't a Tesla that drives itself. K2 helps guide calcium toward bones and teeth instead of ending up in soft tissues, especially blood vessels or arteries, where it can contribute to calcification. Most people obsess over calcium and D3, but ignore K2 completely, even though they work like a team. If your daily diet includes 3 to 4 eggs, around 200 grams of chicken, and some milk, you're probably covered. But if you want to keep it even simpler, you can consider adding a quality supplement that combines calcium, vitamin D3, and K2 in appropriate amounts. Sixth, zinc. Zinc is one of those nutrients that doesn't get hype, but when it's missing, your whole system feels off. Think of it like a project manager for growth and repair, supporting normal development, recovery, appetite, and overall hormone function. If zinc is low, some people notice slower recovery, weaker appetite, and just slower progress in general. And the problem is, you can be eating a lot, but still not getting enough zinc from quality sources. Here are some high zinc foods: beef, lamb, oysters or seafood, chicken, eggs, dairy, pumpkin seeds, cashews, chickpeas, and beans. Seventh, magnesium. Magnesium is the quiet upgrade that makes everything run smoother, especially sleep and recovery. And if sleep is where your body does most of its repair and growth work, then magnesium is like the technician keeping the whole system from glitching. When magnesium is low, people often deal with restless sleep, more cramps, higher stress, and feeling wired but tired. That's not the ideal state for reaching the top end of your growth window. To check this, ask yourself, do you sleep deeply and recover well? Or are you constantly tense, cramping, and sleeping lightly? If you're dealing with the tension, cramps, light sleep part, consider adding magnesium-rich foods or supplements, especially in the evening, to support better sleep and recovery. Eighth, sleep. Sleep is the night shift. That's when your body runs maintenance. If your sleep is trash, your growth plan is basically on pause. This is where a lot of recovery happens, where your body runs maintenance and where growth-related hormones do their job best. You can have a perfect diet and training, but if you're sleeping 5 to 6 hours with a messed up schedule, you're cutting the power to the construction site every night. Ninth, milk. Milk is basically the all-in-one shipment for growth. It gives you calories, high-quality protein, and calcium in one simple drink, often with vitamin D added too. That's why it works so well for people who struggle to hit their numbers daily. It's easy, consistent, and you don't have to overthink it. 10th, weighted hanging. One of the best ways to help increase your visible height is weighted hanging. Get a pull-up bar, hang from it, then add weight using a dip belt. Treat it like training, not stretching. Start with a weight you can control. Slowly increase your hanging time first, and once that feels easy, increase the weight. Then work your way to around 60 to 70% of your body weight on the belt. 11th, stretching, swimming, cycling. The tall person pattern. These are the 11 markers you should be chasing to surpass your dad's height. And if still gets a rejection from your crush, then I guess your face is a little bit bloated. Watch this video.